Joining us now, House Ways and Means Committee member, Texas Congresswoman Beth Van Duyne. Great to have you with us, Congresswoman. Thanks for being here. The House voted to condemn Harris on the border crisis, including 6 Democrats. But then others are trying to defend her in some way. The vice president has been supportive of health care for illegal migrants. She also says they're entitled to have their kids go to school here and get other services. Also talking about abolishing ICE. So how damaging could this be for her as she's moving to the top of the ticket? At least that's how it seems right now.
Well, we see that what the Democrats are trying to do in the media is just all too helpful in trying to help them to completely reimagine Harris. VP Harris, as you know, even when she was in California, she was very soft on crime. I mean, she let out a police murderer because of her soft on crime policies. She's defunded police policies. This is what she stands for. We're fine with her having the title of border czar until all of a sudden now she's the presidential candidate and she has to be held responsible for those policies. But they're completely reimagining her. GovTrack is something that's very similar, like a George Orwell book. GovTrack actually deleted some of the information that they had about Vice President Harris, where they compared her to all the other senators and decided that she was the most liberal of all the senators, beating out the records of Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. And now they are completely trying to recreate history, rewrite her resume. But the fact is that as a result of her lack of policies, her taking the policies away that were working under the Trump administration, that as border czar, she was a complete and miserable failure. As a result, we've seen over 110,000 deaths from fentanyl in our country. We've seen over 10 to 14 million illegals enter our country, including those on the terrorist watch list. We have had innocent women and children raped and murdered across our country by people who should never, ever be in this country. And now they're trying to claim this was never her responsibility, when clearly March 2021, President Biden was very clear that he was putting her in charge of controlling the numbers that were coming over the border. She failed at that, and then we've also seen additional failed policies. But we're going to be holding her to task. I think the American people are holding her accountable. They're seeing what terrible policies that this administration has enacted, and they're suffering as a result.
Representative, this is Charles Payne. In addition to rewriting or the attempt to rewrite history, it feels like Vice President Harris still equivocating a lot, particularly when it comes to Israel. And the commander-in-chief has to be a leader that makes very serious decisions. This sort of equivocation to maybe somehow not lose votes in a certain state, but also not lose votes in this state, how does it hurt us? How does it hurt our allies? Because the treatment that Netanyahu has received from this administration over the last 48 hours has really been appalling.
Well, she's trying to play both sides of the fence. And unfortunately, as the leader who everybody is listening to and hearing what she has to say, you can't play both sides of the fence. You can't say, one, that Israel has a right to protect itself, and then two, condemn them for any kind of deaths that are happening in Gaza as a result of a war and defending themselves. And this is the way she wants to have it. We were in D.C. just this past week when we saw, thousands of violent, in some cases, protesters. We had a police officer that was dragged, and we saw the Harris-Biden administration actually deny additional reinforcements to police. They only had 26 officers to deal with these thousands of protesters because the Biden-Harris administration denied additional coverage. We went after votes the other night to go visit Union Station, where these protesters had ripped down American flags, burned them, and put up Hamas flags, where they had desecrated, defaced monuments and put Hamas is coming and other things that I can't say on camera, on TV. But these are the kinds of protesters that this administration is coddling, and she wants to have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. You've got to condemn it.
I want to talk about some of those protesters, because there's actually been bipartisan support looking at that and saying that this is crazy. But do you think the next step, do you see a DOJ coming in and saying we have to prosecute some of these people for burning flags and raising a Hamas flag?
I don't. Under this administration, I don't see law actually being enforced. And as a result, when they don't have any kind of reason not to commit crime, that's why you're seeing crime happening all across the country. I don't see this administration coming in and actually holding these protesters accountable for the violent actions, the destructive actions that they've caused. Now, under a Trump administration, not only did he do it when he was, in the presidency for 4 years, but he's also said that he would do it if given another chance. This is ridiculous. What we saw, the defacing of property, the extreme violent nature of those protesters. This is only going to get worse before it gets better in November if the DOJ and this administration don't hold them accountable.
Congresswoman, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.